Good morning, Chairman Grassley, Ranking Member Durbin, and distinguished members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. My name is Jon Adler, and I appear before you today in my personal capacity to provide testimony in support of the nomination of the Honorable Todd Blanche to serve as the United States Attorney General. I respectfully offer my perspective both as a former colleague of Acting Attorney General Blanche and as a national law enforcement organization leader. My experience in law enforcement spans over 30 years, and I was honored to serve under 10 attorney generals as a federal law enforcement officer. Concurrent with my active duty law enforcement service, I also served as the national president of the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association for 2 terms, representing federal offices from 65 different agencies nationwide. As a volunteer law enforcement leader, I had and continue to have the privilege of serving with the leaders of the largest national law enforcement organizations, including the FOP, NAPO, NSA, IACP, and others. I have dedicated my life towards making it safer for those who serve and supporting innovative approaches towards augmenting both officer and public safety, which are intertwined. As a career tactical instructor, I emphasize marrying tactical proficiency with compassion and civility. Within a legal context, I am convinced that Acting Attorney General Blanche exudes this. When I joined the U.S. Attorney's Office in April 2001, I met an incredibly intelligent and highly motivated paralegal by the name of Todd Blanche. My first impression of then paralegal Blanche was that he moved like a football fullback, carrying the federal criminal statutes book under his arm as he charged through the revolving doors. It didn't take long for me to figure out why all the prosecutors were so friendly with Mr. Blanche. They all wanted him on their trial teams. It was clear from the beginning that paralegal Blanche had a passion for prosecuting violent crimes. He later became an assistant U.S. attorney, and his amazing work ethic and passion for combating violent crime were unparalleled for a new AUSA. AUSA Blanche exuded the speak softly but carry overwhelming evidence demeanor. It was no surprise to anyone at the office that AUSA Blanche ultimately became the co-chief of the Violent Crimes Unit. It was clear that Unit Chief Blanche was fully committed to litigating violent crime cases in furtherance of public safety. For context, I want to emphasize that the Acting Attorney General began his paralegal and prosecutorial career in an office that was predominantly represented by AUSAs with different political views. What impressed me during my 16 years with the U.S. Attorney's Office was the unified commitment to the rule of law, irrespective of political affiliation. I am absolutely convinced that if confirmed as the Attorney General, Acting Attorney General Blanche will carry forward that spirit and unwavering commitment to the rule of law. During the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York was located in the hot zone in New York City. While we often hear the Acting Attorney General speak of the extraordinary bravery of first responders who run forward into harm's way, he exuded that charge-forward spirit during the challenging days following 9/11. I have profound respect for his service-above-self spirit then, and it has only grown. Moving forward to Deputy Attorney General Blanche's tenure as the Acting Attorney General, his outreach and engagement with law enforcement nationwide has been extraordinary. Same can be said for his 24/7 staff. In speaking with my fellow national law enforcement organization leaders, it is clear that they have great respect for the Acting Attorney General and appreciate his commitment to backing the blue. Acting Attorney General Blanche has demonstrated a strong commitment to officer safety and ensuring that all law enforcement officers have the same protection under the law. According to the FBI's recent annual report, 90,000 law enforcement officers were assaulted in 2025. That represents a 10-year high. Acting Attorney General has made clear that his department will stand by law enforcement and support the prosecution of anyone who assaults a law enforcement officer. Civility does not work when it's one-sided. He has earned the respect and admiration of officers nationwide. In terms of civility, Acting Attorney General Blanche has distinguished himself during the substantial time he spent with all the national law enforcement organizations during National Police Week. In particular, the time he spent with the concerns of police survivors, which are the survivors of our heroes killed in the line of duty, was heartfelt and riveting. Much like his powerful support for our angel families, Acting Attorney General Blanche is equally supportive of the surviving family members of our fallen heroes. And I have no doubt he will continue that as he prioritizes the safety of all Americans. As the father of a beautiful teenage daughter, I worry about her safety every day. I expect our government leaders to do everything they can to support a safe and just quality of life for all our children. That should be an unbreakable priority. I sleep well knowing that my daughter's safety and all Americans are an unwavering priority for Acting Attorney General Blanche and his team. Under his leadership and through the dedication of all law enforcement officers, violent crime continues to be driven down. We must sustain these powerful results, and we need Acting Attorney General Blanche to be confirmed as our nation's chief law enforcement officer. Throughout my law enforcement career, I wore and continue to wear a pendant that has John 15:13 inscribed. Greater love hath no one than this, than to lay down one's life for a friend. I am absolutely convinced that the Acting Attorney General Blanche, will exude that spirit of the Scripture and do everything he can to protect the safety of all Americans by following the rule of law. I therefore respect that the committee set aside any political differences, demonstrate its unwavering commitment to both officer and public safety, and vote to confirm Acting Attorney General Blanche as the next Attorney General. Thank you.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.